We are getting all up in the 71's rear end today. Let's get to it. What's going on, guys? Matt over here, Lethal Garage, and we are back at it. Look, we got Mike from Red Barn Racing. You guys don't know Mike from Red Barn Racing. He's got an epic shop down here in Temecula, California. If you need anything for your car, it doesn't even matter what car, new, old, classic, late model, whatever. He does it all. But he is here in my garage on a weekend. What is it, overtime, right? Double time? Time and a half?
This is triple time.
Oh, it's painful.
We gotta make it cheap.
But we gotta make it cheap. We're here and we are getting the rear end finally rebuilt. So we've gone through, and I got, that fan is just blowing. Here, I'll put the camera in here. Hopefully it's not so bad. So we're under the car. We already got the back plate cover off. That's about it. Got the car lifted up. I'm finally detailing under here, kind of. I'm working on it. Getting there.
I need a longer extension.
You need a longer pipe. I have shorter ones.
That's what she said.
I hope not. Anyways, you okay?
It doesn't want to come out.
Yeah, I figured as much. The goal today is get all of the new gear. So I mean, we're literally gutting this thing. New axles, new gears. If you guys missed the video of the parts and pieces that we're putting into it, I'll put it up here in the right hand corner. But overall, this isn't gonna be a guide of this is how you do this. This is gonna be, hey, we're doing it, and yeah, let's get to it. Mike, what time is it?
Axle time?
Out with the old, oh Lord.
So long.
Looks bent. Is the other one loose too?
Oh yeah, we could jerk both out.
We could jerk them both out. There you go. Old axles. Can you see pretty light?
Yeah.
Oh, you can! So Mike, what's 41 divided by 15?
273s.
Oh, that's not good.
Need 430s in it. Yeah.
That's not what we're putting.
Oh, 456s.
No.
588s.
Sorry, we're still threes.
Oh.
We're still slow boys.
Second chance.
So we got the Richmond, all the bearings and the shims kit. This is basically the full rebuild kit. But we had to run over to Mike's shop because he's got a press. So he's gonna press the bearings in place. We didn't want to use sledgehammers and pieces of wood. You want these pressed in right. So that's where we're at currently. And LJ's here. Proof LJ does work on weekends. Hey, do you need help lifting that tire? So you put it on? So Mike, what's the #1 thing people should be looking for doing when assembling the rear end like this?
Oh, one of the biggest things. Where did it go? Where's your old gear at? I can show you.
Oh! Yeah, we got the old gear. Is that light on?
So a lot of the times when you're redoing these things, you have to watch out for stuff like this in your bearings. This is really where the bearing's starting to come apart. You can see it real good right there, and it only does it in certain sections. So whenever you're disassembling and reassembling your rear differential, that stuff you want to look at, and then also look at all the races in your to make sure you're not getting anything coming apart, such as that. That's the big thing.
Well, there you go.
Other than that, everything else is pretty straightforward. Make sure you get your pattern right. We'll go over that in a minute.
Is that where they use like the yellow?
Yep, the yellow dye.
Yep.
And then we'll go over it to see exactly how deep the pinion set, and then which side the pinion or the ring gear is on.
Fun. So we made it back to the garage after having a sit-down lunch, which I actually haven't done in a while.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was nice. So we're getting the main gear.
So this would be called the ring gear.
Attaching it to the carrier.
The carrier.
I'm getting better with these terms, a little bit. A little bit.
Slowly but surely.
Hey, even the slow people can get it right
I
once.
learned him good.
You've learned. Yes. So the math to figure out your gear ratios, it's this amount of teeth basically divided by that amount of teeth.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, you take how many teeth you have on here and then divide it by how many teeth you have on there.
Yep.
A lot of the times it'll be actually stamped somewhere on your gears. This one doesn't have it on the...
Yeah, it does.
That's a different...
Oh.
That's the depth. But like...
No.
There it is right there. 41, 11,
Yep.
373s.
373s. And the reason we're going 373s is to keep RPMs down on the highway. We could is it technically, yeah, higher ratio?
Yeah, numerically.
Brings up your RPM.
Numerically higher.
So what would be the next step here? 391s would be technically the next baby step up?
390s, that's what I'll be putting in my car when I gotta do the rear end.
Okay. And then I hear guys like, was it 455s? Is that a thing? Is that the right?
456s?
56s.
I got 430s in my car right now.
In your 68?
My 68.
Okay. Did
Those
you
are-
just change that, or has it always been that?
When we broke the rear end, I put 430
When
in it.
you beat me at the track and still made it down.
I broke this gear set actually.
Oh, oh, why did you have to tell me that?
373s, it was a bad install.
Yeah.
I bought the car like that and just never went in and changed them. So it sounded like a school bus.
I'll have to dig up. I'll dig up the images. I think there might be an image that I have somewhere that highlights what that was. We started to stud the axles, got them in so far, but we'll get them the rest of the way with the nuts. Good there. The other side is I pulled off the old covers, so clean these up a little bit. I got to do that on the other side now. Let's see. This is before. Let's see what after looks like. That looks a little better. More better.
It's more better business.
Mike got the carrier and the gear in place.
So far, well, not quite. We're almost there.
Almost ready to slide axles in.
We gotta check all the pattern and everything like that before we do all that.
What do you mean the pattern?
The pattern?
The pattern of the
Yeah,
pinion
when I
and
put the yellow paint on it and check it.
You do that all before the axles go in?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Learned something new today.
Yeah.
Hey Mike, you taking painting classes?
I might need a new teacher.
So what are you working on right now?
We are checking the pattern on the gear set. So basically, as you turn this around with the yellow paint on it, like you see here, it will move the paint and transfer it to different areas from the pinion to the ring gear. So you can actually start checking your pattern on where the gear is actually riding, so you can know if your pinion depth is too far in or out, and if your ring gear is too left or right.
What are you seeing?
I like it. I like it. We got a really good, nice, big contact patch all the way around on both ends of it. So we're not going to have don't have a lot of lash gear or anything like that. And then everything turns over real nice and smooth, especially considering it's all dry parts. But yeah, basically what you want to do is you want to have a massive contact patch, and then you also want to make sure that you're pretty much lined up all the way across the board without your contact bench coming too far off this tooth or too far in on the tooth.
What's the downside if it was too far in? I understand if it's not far out enough, because then you can start chipping away at the gear. That's a weak.
You can if it's too far in, you'll actually cause premature wear and wear the rear end out faster. And then
Okay.
I've seen that happen to where the whole rear differential has to be replaced afterwards.
Ugh. Not fun.
No. So I mean, there's a million ways. And then mine, well, I was telling you the story about how mine broke. My pattern was too far out on that rear end, so it was literally riding on the edge out here, and then that's how it broke the teeth off. Remember I said the difference between a motor and a rear end?
Slid right in. Got the C-clips in. What does that bar do?
And then this bar here keeps the axles pulled out. So whenever I have you slide the axle in,
Yeah.
if you come back this way, you can push that in, and then you just heard the C-clip just fall out.
Yep.
And then I can reposition the C-clip to where it pops into this little groove inside of here. Just like so. And now the axle will pop out because the C-clip's holding it. And then this bar,
and then that bolt that you took out that was snapped in half.
so this bar here goes back in nice and easy. What do we do with the bolt?
It was in the cap with the other broken bolt. Unless you moved it.
Oh, found it. And then this guy
Locks the pin in place.
and then this holds the pin in place. Typically on a rear differential like this with big power and sticky tires, you want to put C-clip eliminators in it, and basically it's where you have a pressed in bearing that goes on either end of the axle housing, and whenever that happens, the if you snap one of the axle doesn't come shooting out and ruin your car.
Right.
But on this car here, we don't really plan on running a sticky tire with it, but we also have a disc brakes unit on it, so the disc brake will actually keep it from sliding in or out. In the event it does break one of the alloy axles we just put in there.
Okay, now that we got the axles and the gears in, now it's time to put the pretty part in. Is this right? Yeah, that's the right side. Oh. I can't sing. Oh, right. Hey, there you go. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh yeah, that's what we needed. Yeah.
Mike put them inside.
Hey, we didn't lose.
Look at those. Oh, I got some anti-seize too. We'll be good. Wow, that's a lot of nuts. I didn't realize that.
Really?
That's a lot of nuts. I gotta set the camera down. I can't unwrap this. Wait, what are these for? Right?
Oh, those are preload.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll screw those all the way out before we put the cover on. And then these add preload to the main caps to get it acts as one big solid piece at that point.
Oh, nice.
And that's what keeps it from coming apart.
Sweet. Let's get this bad boy on. Wait,
You've got just about everything except for the ARP main studs.
Oh. Well, we ran into an issue. So the kit comes with metric bolts and standard bolts, and the standard bolts they gave us were way too short. So I'm gonna have to go to the hardware store and get some new standard longer bolts. You can see I got 2 of them holding it in place, but looking pretty good, nice and clean under here. Man, I can't wait to get the Detroit Speed shocks on here. Unfortunately, I misplaced the bolts for those, so I had to hit them up and get a new set of replacement bolts, but those will be coming. And then obviously once we get the new wheels and tires, we'll finally have a good looking setup back here. But right now the gears are done, the cover's on, looking good, and that wraps up the day. But today we also get an idea of what this car is going to look like in its stance. So I have not seen the car on the ground with the motor, and I have not seen the car on the ground with the doors back on. Like we have no idea how low it's going to sit. Now obviously these aren't the same tires and the same wheels we're going to run with the car. That will change things, but we're about to find out. Gotta get the locks disengaged. Just flip the metal bars down, and now she'll let us draw. You good? Oh, moment of truth. It's rolling forward. The nose looks like it's higher.
You're missing a lot of sheet metal.
We're missing shocks in the back.
The shock options probably aren't going to make a whole lot of difference, but
Then again, we could probably bounce the front a little bit and probably make it settle. Oh, it sits so low. Yeah, it's...
suspension in your tire.
Well, we haven't adjusted anything.
Yeah, it's going to need some adjustment. It's going to run like a Honda from the 90s.
It's a little nose high right now. Unless it's just my eyes.
Not really. Look at your rocker panel.
Is it down?
He's got a rake.
Oh yeah,
We got a rake.
there is a rake. We got a rake! It's raking the rake! Oh, it's the little things now. Well, there's a lot of big things, but
Yeah.
still the little things. Feels good to have it at this point.
It's beginning to look like a car.
Thanks, Mike. Well, there you have it. Rear end's done. We finally have the car down. First time seeing it. I think it looks kind of good. It's hard to really tell without the front bumper and all that stuff and the right wheels and the right tires, but it sits pretty low. It definitely sits a lot lower than a stock second gen already. I remember seeing one of those at Mecum auction, and I'm like, I don't remember those sitting so high. They look like little boats on these little baby wheels.
Yep, little 14 tires. Yeah.
Right. It's so bad. But there you have it. That's all I got. Huge shout out to Red Barn Racing. Again, if you guys need any work done on your vehicles, hit them up. Red Barn Racing on Instagram. We're working on his website.
Website's coming.
It's coming. It's coming soon. I'm sweating for no reason. I didn't even really do anything today. Till next time, see you on the road.